Morning all, welcome to another Chess 24 Banter Blitz. Okay, it's actually 10 AM here, a bit earlier because of the World Cup, which is really exciting at the moment. Let's see over there, let's mute over there. And we should be ready to go. Okay, I'm going to take the challenge, first challenge from Seb. Morning. Morning Seb. Oh, my volume is a bit loud. Okay. Morning. Sebi. 1996. That's my volume's still loud. Okay. A bit better. Let's just try Naidov. A bad experience last week, I think, with the Sveshnikov. So here, yeah, okay, exchanging off the light square bishops is good if white sets up a Maroczy bind later, because that bishop can often be a sort of prisoner within a Maroczy bind pawn formation. So that's a very interesting, trendy idea, I believe. But I'm still going to mark this d4 square here. I think that's the thing to do, the logical thing to do. It's a nice central square to sort of try and put pressure on. Okay, I'll still take here. There might be a target on c4, slight target on c4, which might cause some issues later, I would hope. But otherwise it looks like a fine Maroczy bind for a moment. Actually, queen e6, yeah, he's defended against that. Okay, queen e6 would have hit e4 and c4. So yeah, I'm being Maroczy binded. Okay, classic Maroczy bind. There's a slight promise of maybe some dark square play later. I wonder if I can provoke a weakness like g4. Is it worth it? Actually, I'm just going to do this. I'm wondering g4 is actually going to be good for white. I don't want to be totally squished, but that can be sometimes provocative. But the thing is, I think g4 is fine just to kick the knight back. Another plan here. Oh, that changes things quite a bit. Can I take towards the center? I'm just wondering, c5? He's given me a nice peg on the d4 square, actually, which I could use. I'm thinking I can use it with c5. Now, if he exchanges off dark square bishops, I believe I can put a knight into d4. I'm going to do that anyway, unless there's bishop c5. Yeah, knight e8, bishop c5. Oh, there's rook c5. Okay, because otherwise that pin on the pawn. But knight c7, bishop takes c5. Would be using that pinned pawn. Unless I've got anything tricky there, knight e6. I think I'm just a pawn down there. So I think I've got to get out of this pin. Now I can do this. So I'm hoping to entrench a knight on that d4 square. Except knight b6 wins an exchange. I have to stop knight b6, I believe. Yeah, that's going to take care of the threats. Okay, I'm not getting too much at the moment. There might be this pawn chain could be something to try and weaken with a5, a4. Given I've got that semiotic b4, I think that might be a logical plan. f6 here would rule out for a bit e5. I'm wondering if I can play, if I can get away with f6. I think I'll try that because the bishop's gone, so playing a move like f6 isn't so bad. And if he hasn't got a light square bishop, these squares are not so exploitable. So I'm just wondering here if I can build up on b3 to play a5, a4. So a structural plan without immediate concern for e5 from white. So rook b8, a5, a4, just to try and weaken the b3 pawn. So rook. Okay, so e5 might be something he's interested in pretty soon with f4. Okay. Maybe e5 is a bit committal. A5, F4, A4, E5. D takes. F takes. Rook D3. Okay, I'll test this. I'll test this. Okay, this is really happening now. So this E5 plan is a concern. That E5 opening up. So E5 here, is that too weakening? It might be. Or it might be a good idea. I could risk it. Yeah, it's a bit committal. I'm fixing my structure here. But I want to play A4. Oh, there's rook d6 and queen e5 check, potentially. If the queen was left there, he could double and rook d6 and queen e5. Now here, I don't know, A4. I might be getting some counterplay in the ending. Even if he took there, this ending, he's got fractures. He's got a weak E and C pawn. So saying he trebled. AB. Well, any rook d6, queen d6, queen d6, rook b3 after. Rook c6. Well, I might have some chances there. I think the queen was really great on c3 actually against that king. He could have just doubled there for rook d6. That might have been quite problematic. Okay, this f file is pretty dangerous. f6 is 1 point, but maybe queen e7 as soon as he plays queen f2, but then he trebles, and then rook b7, rook f8. I think I should be okay. I hope. Hang on. There's queen g5 here. Let's rule out queen g5. Yeah, that queen g5 looks... Alright, 2 rooks for the queen shouldn't be that bad. Okay, I'm a bit defensive. Is queen g5 possible here? Maybe rook f7, king h6, and there's queen b7, queen b7. I think it might be queen e3 after for queen e4. Rook f8, though. Maybe king h6 immediately. See what he does. Can I get the queens off? Okay. This rook f8 looks a bit of a concern. Can I try just getting the rooks off? Yeah, I'll try getting the rooks off here. Because I think I have queen e3 at the end of this. It's a nasty pin. Try and give up the pawn, back the pawn immediately. Yeah, I don't seem to have done much here. Hang on. I've got an idea. Just go over here. Ah. I seem to have somehow that G4 helped me in that ending. I was a bit lucky there. It was not a real extra pawn. That went to the wire. Wow, that went to the wire. Yeah, that was to the wire. That was great. Well played. Well played. I'll try this gambit here. I know one of the resident GMs here. Gustav doesn't like gambits, but I find gambits fun. Yeah, different philosophy. I find gambits a bit of fun. You see, you get a bit of peace activity sometimes, and if you're not playing a one-day FIDE game, I think it's all right for Blitz because. as long as it gives you some piece play without any terrible pieces, yeah, I think it's fine myself to play gambits. But if you're in a tournament with a rule of win as quickly as possible, it's also interesting to try and win as quickly as possible. Sometimes with a vicious gambit, and I think some gambits are more respectable than others. For example, the Marshall gambit, nothing wrong with that. Banco gambit. Yeah, some are really dodgy though, obviously, like this one. So, okay. I think this is okay, because I'm pointing at his king here. I'm protecting d5 indirectly against bishop f6 and queen d5. Maybe there's bishop g4, and bishop h3. You can take and then queen d5 check, but then there's rook g3, yeah? I mean, rook g6 looks dangerous. Yeah, so if g takes, queen takes, he's helping my rook left. If bishop f6, rook f6, queen d5. Oh, well, now just bishop h2 looks crushing. Yeah, this looks crushing now. There's not even a queen d5 in sight. So bishop h2, bishop g3, bishop f2 is a mating pattern if the rook moves. So yeah, rook e1, bishop h2 check. No, there's no king f1, king h1, bishop. Okay. Actually, this is not totally over, is it? Oh, okay. I needed to swing a rook in, I think, because yeah. Okay, let's see. Okay, thanks for the game, Fanaman. One gambit though, which has been an addiction for me, which I often regret playing, is the Alban counter gambit. I don't think it's that. People seem to know what to do against it. That's another problem. As yeah, people's theoretical knowledge is pretty good nowadays, I would say, because of yeah, it's just more communication nowadays about everything. The lack of surprise, basically, of playing a gambit. It was one of the perks of a gambit. Sometimes, although it might be slightly unsound, one of the perks was the surprise value, but that's gone down a bit, I would say. Can I take that? I can't see an immediate mate here for me if I'm getting mated, so I'm hoping f5, f4 is good. I watched one of the worst films ever last night called Mother! ! I don't know what it was. In fact, we had a group discussion after how we can avoid such films in the future, because IMDb gave it a 6.8 rating. I don't understand how it could have done that, but anyway, I feel let down by IMDb. I think I wasted 2 hours, of my life last night. So yeah, if you wanna if you want to avoid that film, I'd recommend it. Recommend avoiding it. Okay. So knight g6, bishop h6, knight f4. I think, unfortunately, IMDb has probably film students, which unfortunately must see the film first before everyone else, because if you look at like the last 20 reviews, they're like ones, 1, 2, it's like worst films ever, people wanting refunds. I don't know how it got an average of 6.8. Unbelievable. I just seriously unbelievable. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, so that wasn't a great film experience. Okay. I think f4 here. f4 coming up. f4. Okay. What about a knight sack for knight f3? If I sack a knight and then knight f3, that looks pretty dangerous, the sack a knight here. I need check, king h7. I think once a knight's sacked, knight f3, king g2, queen h2 is mating. If he could sort of... you can try and get rid of that. Yeah, I'll try and get rid of this piece. Yeah, the World Cup this week's been pretty exciting. Ivanchuk, unfortunately, I was biased, he got crunched by Iranian, but it didn't even seem he just got a bad opening position where he couldn't even castle. Basically, that system was just a disaster. He just didn't get a game to play with. He's a fantastically resourceful player, but he never got started. I believe disaster in the opening. That's what I called it. But yeah, Iranians had a fantastic and okay, is massively talented anyway. So I mean, maybe the better. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to double rooks here. Is there knight g5? I'm just going to sack the exchange there to get rid of that knight, I think. Or, tempting. Yeah. Oh, it's a bit tricky then. Yeah, this looks a bit tricky all of a sudden. What if I'll tease c4 or the trebling. Okay, I don't mind sacking the exchange, do I? Do I need to? Oh, let's do it. It's a nuisance. It's probably the lazy thing to do, to sack the exchange. I just don't want to tolerate these knights, which in blitz games generally can be a pain. Knight d5, there's queen d3 check. Alright. Let's unpin some stuff. Now queen g6 threatens knight h4 check, winning the queen. That's a cheapo, obviously. But it's also a move which might be handy for the queen eyeing the centre anyway. Let's see, the queen moves e4, e3, for example. Alright, so queen e4, there's knight h4. But I'm thinking e3 anyway, just to fracture the pawns. And then... Oh, didn't expect that one. The knight's holding g4. If I just put some pressure on for queen f3 to simplify. Oh, comment from Sabah. It would have been nice to see Rapport in the final, but Dingliren outplayed him. No qualms there. Right, I'm going to take on f2 here. And take on b2. Thanks for the game, Philemon. Right. Pesho. Hi, Pesho. And also Svidler's doing his... from Chess24 is doing exceptionally well. He seems to be drawing with MVL, one of the most dangerous players in the world at the moment. So good luck to Peter Svidler. To see if he can take down MVL, Maxim Bachir Lagrave. Yeah, I followed MVL from early on in his career, actually. I saw this brilliant game in the Dutch. He played Dutch Leningrad. I don't think he plays such risky openings that much, but it's such a dynamic, aggressive style. I like his style, basically. But yeah, Peter Svidler's dynamic as well, dynamic, aggressive. And yeah. Okay. I'll play f4 to squish the bishop if he's not going to do anything about that. That's the clear imminent danger. Threat f4. No, I got the chat on the monitor on the right, by the way, like I do when I'm streaming. I sometimes stream on Twitch for a laugh. I think it's quite well on online play generally, I think, recently. It's I don't want to allow a knight to f5. Okay. I mean, could be radical about it. Knight d5 just to take that knight out. Knight d5, queen h4, ed, queen h4, dc. The thing is, after that, there might be, well, knight d5, that pawn's handy. What about if I just played knight g8, and then just politely ask the knight to go back, and then g5, and then put this knight back to go to g6, to go to f4. I mean, I might try that approach. It's got a benefit, I believe, of not allowing this knight to f5. So retreats, lockdown, then the knight to f4. It's a juicy dark square, even if I wasn't material up at the moment, as I seem to be. So knights to g6 to f4 is a juicy square for the knight. Oh, I can't win. The other knight's coming. Okay. The other knight's coming to f4. Okay. All right. Very funny. Good. Okay. I'm getting my knight to f4 though. I'm getting my knight to f4. Yeah. Yeah. Touche. Okay. Touche. So I'm going to snap this knight off. It's annoying. It's annoying, as I'm sure my one is. Mind you, I'm now encouraging a knight to g4. I can take off this pawn, snap off a pawn, except there's a bit of a backfire with rook d7 later. Otherwise your h3 would drop, so maybe I should take it. Be greedy. Or I can just protect the knight on d3 for rook d1. So, yeah, okay. Okay. That's a pain, isn't it? Have I snapped this pawn? Maybe rook f7. I don't want things pinned. Basically, rook f7 to unpin. b3. I'm going to end up losing a rook. What if I challenge this guy before queen e5 happens? I'll just play e4. Alright, I'll play e4. I hope that's okay. That stops queen e5 at least. I'm going to take that. If I double the rooks and then knight d3 or something, I'll double the rooks. I think there's knight h3. If king h1, knight f2, if he'll took on e4. Alright, knight d5 here. Which holds e7. So if queen e4, rook e4, rook f2 without having to worry about rook e7. Two pigs on the 7th, as they say. I think that's an expression, American expression. I thought it was just rook on the 7th, as in Nimzowitsch, but apparently it is a standard expression, pig on the 7th, because they're sort of greedy for pawns. But yeah, so there's a pig on the 7th, and it could be two coming up if it wasn't for the knight. Okay, so c7 is also guarded. Given I'm 2 up, I'm going to play. I think I'm just going to play rook f2 here. Yeah. Usually 2 rooks for the queen is a bit dodgy. Well, you got to think about it in situation in the situation. But here, yeah, I think, yeah, there's also a loose piece. Oh, I can pin that guy with queen d3. Now if rook d1, queen e3, so knight d5, queen g3. And there's queen e5, isn't there? Oh man. I don't want to get in too much trouble here. I got to get this pin out of the I got to unpin. Okay. Alright, knight f5 is not winning the queen at the moment. Knight f5, rook takes there. Right, there's queen g3. Oh, that loses the queen. That loses the queen. Okay, thanks for the game, Pesho. As I missed. Roy Paz? I mean, Joe Piano. I used to play Demis Sapis in this, who later became a major AI entrepreneur, and his company got bought by Google DeepMind. Yeah, I used to play him a bit in Blitz, and I remember him playing this campaign with A4 plan. Oh, Castle Queenside, yeah. This looks, I don't know why I've done that actually. That's a bit unusual. Yeah, I just somehow it occurred to me to Castle Queenside. Okay. This is not the usual plan, is it? Really? But G4 is okay, so G4 is something to think about here. But am I going to be punished for castling Queenside? Or in fact, isn't that Bishop H3? Given that Magnus Carlsen even lost to a Bishop H3 recently, Bishop H3s need to be taken seriously. Yeah, he got knocked out with a Bishop takes H3. One of the Chinese players is ranked about 30 in the world. Did check out that game. Yeah, let's do this. The immediate threat, Queen G3, if Knight F5, Knight G4. How does he defend? Knight F3. Knight F3 blocks the Queen. I'll take it from there, basically. I'll take it from there. Maybe King B8 with the idea of Knight E7. If Knight E7, Queen G3, King H1, Bishop F2. So that sort of thing. On Knight F5, yeah, King B8. Plan Knight G4. Okay, that's pinned. So H5 and Knight G4 look interesting. Okay, so H5 looks interesting for Knight G4. There is Bishop F7, Bishop E6 check. Does it matter? I don't think it does. If the rook's involved pinning that, then there's no Queen G4 in that line. So, for example, Bishop takes F7, Knight G4, check, King B8, Bishop takes G4. Okay, not enough time to show that. If they Queen H4 here, lose the knight on F6. Okay, maybe he's simplifying. Yeah. Alright. Fair enough. Good plan. Let's get the F7 pawn. I don't want to lose the exchange. How about Knight D8? Knight D8. Okay, I'll try and use these pawns. G3 for Knight G4 coming up. G3, not knight G, well, this knight's G4, then there's knight F2. I'm just wondering about knight E6 or bishop E6 though. Yeah. There is always knight D7 against the E5. Try this. So E5, well, I can always take a knight E5. If I take and then weaken these two guys, because rook G7, knight E6, and knight E6. That's not that easy, is it? Okay, I'll just try and protect my rooks. Practical prophylaxis. I've created this term this week, practical prophylaxis, which might be handy. I don't know, to me. I don't know to anyone else. It's just when you play moves which just keep pieces protected and, or, you know, not create weaknesses, or just play solidly, is with the idea you don't have to always then anticipate threats all the time, because your position's almost good enough for someone else to take over. So practical prophylaxis, it's just interesting thought I had this week. Pretty common sense. Maybe bishop b8, yeah. I go for this pawn. Right. I'll try and not necessarily block this guy. I've just missed knight checks. I'm just missing knight checks. Just winning material there. Oh, that was silly. Yeah, I think I could have just won material. Alright, bishops attacked. Yeah, I think I let him off. Okay, anyway, thanks as all missed. I mean, the rook move, I looked dodgy actually after. I just thought, hang on. He couldn't have done that. But anyway, Mr. Master. Okay, hi. Yeah, I'm just thinking, but basically, I'll expand on what I mean. I had this Blitz game earlier this week. Actually, I was given time odds. It was a really strong player. I was playing with 5 minutes, and he was with 2.5. And I managed, when I had like 20 seconds left to, well, I was trying to defend a key square, to be fair, but I left a piece hanging. I thought, okay, why did I do that? And lo and behold, I lost a piece. And I thought, there's IMs, etc. on YouTube going on about loose pieces. What is this emphasis about? And I thought, well, you know, why loose pieces? And I thought, well, if you scan the position every move and see if you're not leaving any loose pieces, that is a form to me of practical prophylaxis. And I thought, well, you can also extend that. You can take each of the main Steinitzian elements. So material is about loose pieces. Time, king safety, pawn structure, take the major elements of the position, each one, and you can think about something practical you can do to make sure you're not compromising in that area. So for material element of position, every time you scan, and make sure you haven't got any loose pieces. And what it means is basically you don't need to necessarily then anticipate so keenly potential threats that the opponent has. And obviously the same with pawn structure. It's just a way of playing which is less reliant on calculation all the time, and more this idea, if you play in such a solid way, it's almost as if you can let someone take over the position because you haven't done anything that dangerous, that double-edged. So I'm coining the term practical prophylaxis just this week. I'm pleased with it. It might be of interest to you guys to think about that in that way, because my brother said not to use the term prophylaxis because people think about condoms if you do that, but actually no, it comes from Nimzovich, my system, but maybe that was before the advent of condoms, I don't know. Okay, but I like the term anyway, so that's why I'm using it. You could call it prevention. Okay, prevention. So you take each of the key areas: material, time, space, king safety, pawn structure, bishop pair, but yeah, you try and create preventive measures in each of the areas, basically. Preventive measures. So you might have seconds on your clock, but there might be a moment where you can just, for example, just make sure, especially if you haven't got time to do anything clever, just make sure all your pieces are just protecting each other. And so what that means is, as I mentioned, then you don't have to be always on the lookout for the opponent's threats. I guess it's common sense. It's like locking up the car. You park somewhere, you lock the car. It's common sense, I guess, applied to chess. Can I do something clever like this? I'm just wondering if I can whip up an attack. Did anyone find that helpful? What I've just said, practical 1 helpful, 10 not. I can clarify it even further if you want. It's just something I've been thinking about earlier this week. It occurred because I lost the piece when I had 20 seconds left. It was the only game I thought about in this whole tournament. But yeah, I thought I tried to connect a few dots together for something that could be helpful to think about. I don't know if you guys think that's helpful. Okay. I'll carry on talking about this position then. Okay. So queen h4. Can I bring the king up somewhere? I can get this pin activated, can't I, with queen g3? I think sometimes people say playing solidly. If you hear the term playing solidly, in a way that's practical prophylaxis. If you think about it, a computer wouldn't mind if it's got all the pieces hanging, erect pawn structure, etc., because it can calculate to the nth degree that it could all work in a particular position. If our calculation was perfect, there'll be no need to play solidly. There'll be no need to care about any stuff like that. Because basically it could all be in the realms of calculation. Everything could be in the realms of calculation. See? But we're not great calculators. So the idea of playing solidly, of not having any hanging loose pieces, of having a nice pawn structure, of not creating weaknesses, all that sort of thing. Even at a high level, if we take a recent high level game, Wesley So won a game which maybe seems sterile, and his opponent lashed out at some point recently with g5, and as a result those pawns were weak in the end game, and Wesley So won. I mean, he's a great player anyway, but g5 seemed odd to Wesley So, saying he felt his winning chances went massively up when he saw g5 being played by his opponent. So that's an example, obviously, of not playing solidly. There might have been some specific calculation reasons. Okay, he's on my rook. I'd rather... there's queen e6. Okay, I've got to be careful. Maybe I should just take that. And then rook h3. Hitting the knight, trying to pick up a pawn or double rooks. Okay, I'll try and double rooks, except... Yeah, there's rook g3 on king g2. I want to get my back bishop c5. Okay, I'll try and double the rooks here. I'm not getting bishop c5. I didn't mean to do that. Whoops. Both rooks going to go. I can take on a3. That's a compensation pawn. Yeah. Except he can play rook a2. Let's do this. So bishop a3 threatens. Okay. Okay. c6 threatens. He parries. See, he's like a hawk, this guy. He's like a hawk. He's seeing my threats. He's seeing them. Okay, that's a useful check that I didn't think I was going to get. There is knight a5 potentially. Rook f3 threatens. Okay, I'll play rook f3, which undermines e4, so it's not just any old pawn. Also g4, and there's also f3. I've got good compensation now, I believe. Yeah, I'll take this pawn and hit e4. I believe I've got good compensation. He's got a dangerous passed pawn coming. Maybe I should take that. Oh, there's knight e5. Oh, no, I shouldn't have done that. No, that was silly. I've just realised that was silly. Okay. There's f2 though, winning a piece back, isn't there? Okay, protect this guy. Push my pass pawn. Alright, just checking. Yeah, it was a good game. It was a good game while it lasted. Alright, thanks. Yeah, that was a bit nebulous compensation, I think, at one point. Okay, so yeah, this idea of playing solid, I've always wondered about it, and I think, you know, why recommend that to someone? Why recommend someone to play solidly? Why not just say, play the position? The reason I think you'd say to someone to play solidly rather than play the position is because we're not computers. Computers can play the position. They can play the exact move in a position based on a ton of calculation. A human, if you say play solidly, I think it's often better advice. You know, avoid risky pawn moves. Everything I don't do, basically. Most of the time. Okay, so... okay, but I'm thinking about it. After this incident, I'm just thinking, why? Yeah, okay, so h6, oh no, is ruled out. This is a 3-minute game, which I'm wondering structurally, if I ever get in b4, I could double the rooks and play for b4 here. If he ever moves his rook away though, I could probably put a knight into a4 to hit b2 and c3. So there's a few plans. Is he going to rob me of this f6 knight? Well, not rob me, but it's the wrong words. Okay. So this knight could go to a4. This bishop, where would that belong? Nowhere. Oh, he's taking that off. He's getting double pawns here or losing a piece. Yeah. I thought g3, but it's double pawns time there. Alright, thanks for the game, man. C Saba. See, I could play Dutch, or I could play boring like this. So, you see, I'm going to be boring today, yeah, because there's less weaknesses in this position. to worry about. See, I can hand it over to someone else. In theory, there's less weaknesses at the moment. I'm provoking e5 as space gain though, which could be dangerous. That could be the start of a major attack. Can I play it like a sort of, yeah, he's going to go for me. He's going to go for it. I'll try and break out immediately. I'm holding e6 anyway here. Now the knight's pinned to f2 at the moment. Have I got e5? Or is there like bishop g5 or something? e5, knight e6 doesn't really do anything. Maybe knight d4 after that. Maybe it is okay. e5, knight e6. h5 to stop knight g4. h5 is a bit weakening. Talking about weaknesses, it's a bit weakening. However, it's based on calculation. I just don't want to allow knight g4. Basically, yeah, I'm creating a weakness. Yeah, I am. Okay, but I want to be able to play stuff. Let's see. This he's got a pin here to worry about. Okay, still that pawn, that knight's pinned at f2 kind of. He's not really going to take on d7. If he ever takes on e5, yeah, okay. Now that g5 hole, yeah, is a pain as well after bishop h6 maybe. That's fascinating. The light square weaknesses. This looks in the realms of tactics, but there's light square weaknesses. So this could backfire because of these light square weaknesses. Let's see concretely how. Something like e5 and knight e5, but the knight's holding f3, so that's not as dangerous as it could be. e4 and knight e5 for knight f3 later. In the meantime, also the light square weaknesses, this bishop could go on this diagonal. Be nice if I could use these guys without dropping e5. If I just drop this back for a moment to protect e5, then there's knight c5, potentially not here. Okay, I think I have to unfortunately bow down to protecting e5 to be able to get these guys out. So something like, yeah, if I can finally get these guys out with bishop d7, rook e7, rook e8, that sort of thing. So rook e7, rook e8. Then think about c5 and e4. Oh, okay. Okay, things are sharpening up. The exchange sack here might be worth it. Because I hate pesky knights in blitz games, as I mentioned previously. Might not be theoretically that great, but in practice, I think it makes it easier for me to play this position. Except knight e4 there is winning material, so queen f5 for a moment. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I wanted to go on that diagonal, but okay. I want something like c5, bishop c6, d4, mobile pawn center, bishop c6, d4. Maybe rook e8 first, because this one's on e4 as well. So rook e8, d4, e3, light square to light square attack. I don't think he's threatening anything there. I hope not. Okay. Alright. I drop a7, so be it. Oh, there's queen c7 as well. Queen c7, there's queen d7. I've just dropped a centre pawn. That's not a centre pawn. I wanted to give up a7, not a centre pawn. That's a real shame. Oh, that's a pain. That's a real pain. You can just take and then take on e4. Oh, crikey. Okay. d3 here. I'll try and do something like knight c4. If I have knight c4, I have knight b2. Right. Play c4 anyway. Right, there's knight d1. If the knight moves, knight d1 for knight c3. If I go for knight d5, knight d5, here's knight e4. Try and bring the king up to f5. Intuitively, I thought something was loose there. Hang on, takes, and then b2 here. Takes knight d3, b2. Oh, he's got right, bishop d3 and then b2. There's no rook d1. I thought there was something suspect, just intuitively. So there was an alarm bell going off, just intuitively about, because I had loose pawns. I had pawns that weren't protected. There was an intuitive alarm bell there before that incident. I thought it was just going to take on a7. Okay, thanks. That was worrying. Okay, Chessie. All right. Hi, Chessie. I hope you're ready, Chessie. Oh, maybe not. Okay. All right, another time, Chessie. All right, let's swiftly move on then. Fun beat. UK. Give it a few seconds. Okay, sorry, that's not ready. Oh, I can't accept from non-premier challenges, by the way. Always blame the mouse. Let's do this center game. So, inspired by Shirov, when he won the Lloydsbet Masters when he was about 18 or something, 17, 18. I mean, this can be quite dangerous, this system. But there is an antidote. There's no antidote. That's why it's not that popular. As black can equalize if just follow the theoretical recommendation. Can I stop d5 for a moment there? I want to play bishop d2 and castle queenside. I believe I want to play that. Okay. No, my king in the centre, it's not that great, is it? With d5 happening. And if e5, d4... okay, I don't know. Actually, I think he might have a point with what he's done. He might have a point here. I thought the point was d5. Oh, that's castle queenside now. I thought it was going to play for d5. Okay, maybe knight d5 and bishop c3. Try and weaken these dark squares, which the bishop is currently protecting. If I can weaken the dark squares, then h4, h5 would be more effective. Okay. Knight e5, give him knight e5 to protect the bishop. I'll take that off. Which reminds me of a really elegant game I once saw of Michael Adams in Lloyds Masters. He was getting annoyed. I think he was thinking of going back home, and he started winning every game in sight. And one of the games he won, he took someone's fianchettoed bishop and played f5, f4. It was with black. I was just really impressed with it. I was just really amazed. I don't know. Maybe I'm easily amazed, but no, it just the way a very strong player, even if they start a tournament badly, how strongly they can play after it, it's just phenomenal. They can put it all behind them sometimes. But yeah, he really crushed someone on his path, warpath back to the demo boards of the Lloyds Masters. It was really cool. But ever since then, I remember, if you want to attack a fianchettoed bishop, take out the bishop, then go for it. That's general rule. Here, is that knight loose? I wonder. Can I afford h5 without losing the knight? f6 is always knight e6. I think, hg is dangerous and h6 is dangerous. They're both dangerous in their own right. Although h6 king h8 is not so dangerous, perhaps. Yeah, I think hg is the danger one. And if fg, there's knight e6. Is he taking with the knight or something? Or the king? If he took with the knight, okay, that looks even more dangerous to invite a rook there. Wow. This looks mega dangerous. There's things like rook h6 for knight f7. If king g7, There's rook h7. And then if king moves, well, it's just all pretty dangerous. Yeah. So this is a double check. King takes, double check, winning the queen. So if the king moves to g7, haven't I got... Well, I got rook h7. If king g6, there's rook f7. If queen g5, there's rook g7, king g7, queen g5. Now, in this position, yeah, check, king g6, rook f7, knight takes f7. I'm going to test this anyway. I'm going to test it. Does he go back to g6? Yes. Have I got queen e4? There's f5. Oh, there's knight e6 here. Hitting the queen. If takes, queen h6. Or queen e4 check, king f6, queen e4 check, king f6, rook h6 check. Okay, I don't want to particularly lose on time. King moves, queen g7 is mating. So knight e6 looks crushing, takes queen e4. King f6, rook h6, king there, queen g6 is mating, no, queen h7, king f8, queen h8, king f7, rook h7. It does seem all mating. I'll go for it. Actually, I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't be playing like this. There could be a miscalculation. No, I shouldn't be playing like this. No, I think this was silly. Because I think he's got king g5. Queen e4, king g5. I haven't even calculated. And I've expended too much time on that. I'm just looking at king f6. Alright, on king g5, maybe queen e3 though. Alright, so queen e4, king g5. Queen e3, king g6. Queen h6, king f5. Alright, this is the line I looked at briefly. Alright, well this is looking tasty. Queen and queen e6, yeah, it's looking tasty. No, I took too much. There's no way one should play like that in Blitz, calculate like that. There's no way. That's reserved for over the board. That was just exuberant. Sorry, it was exuberant analysis. There's no way you should play like that in Blitz. But anyway, I could have just played simple chess. That's just too much. I wouldn't recommend that. That sort of thing in a 5-minute game with that increment. That is taking a big risk. But anyway, okay, Blitz enemy. I got away with it, but okay. Maybe it was good enough for perpetual check, in theory, or something. I like this sort of position. I really like this sort of position, actually. If bishop g5, there's always knight f3 and queen g5. I feel at home, actually, in this position. I literally start to feel... I've won so many games from this sort of position. I feel at home in it. That's crazy. There's this, like, putting on a slipper or something. An old slipper, this line. I don't know, for Blitz, it's one of my main point scorers with black. Positionally, it's just good on the dark squares, I believe. G5. If knight G5, rook G8, I'm really pushing the boat out here tactically. But I just want to blast down the G file. I guess he could. I guess he could do that. Maybe it's not that sound. It might not be that sound. No. Yeah, it's not that sound, is it? I think maybe I got overexcited. Yeah, this isn't exactly sound. Okay. Okay. Oh, there's queen e3 hitting the rook and queen now. Great. I should have moved this thing away. Queen h5, queen a7, h3 threatening hg. If queen e3, hg is dangerous. Maybe it's dangerous. No, actually, it's not with the rook there. I don't think it is. I think I'm just losing material. This is a goner. Queen, queen a7, h3. No, fg, hg, rook g2, check, king f2. It's a goner. And this, I'm missing something. Trying to think. Wow, he didn't take the rook. Now if he takes the rook, queen h1, okay. But here, it's giving me a chance to do some stuff, I believe. Like bring this rook into the attack, potentially. Oh, Yeah, that's what you shouldn't have said. LOL. Otherwise, I wouldn't have noticed. If you didn't say LOL, I wouldn't have noticed. Not 100%. Yeah, you don't give away, guys. You shouldn't give your opponent tips during the game. Yeah, he said LOL. I think. Why is he saying LOL? Why? This is lost for me, isn't it? Let's do analysis. The only thing I had in mind was bishop g4 and then trying to get rook to g8. Yeah, plus 3. But I think even here, you know, just taking the rook. Surely, I played this. Yeah, you can just take the rook. Because I'm thinking, you know, h3, I think it just takes on g3. That's one of the lines here. Because then that rook is protecting g2. So this, you just play rook g2, yeah? And then if check, you know, just king f2. Yeah, I thought it wasn't the most amazing attack ever, I'm afraid. Sorry. Okay, okay. I don't know if I can try and away from his book, Enormous Theoretical Knowledge of Schellingford. Double fin chateau. I just want to get a playable position if possible. Sort of reverse French defense. Don't have to commit to castling kingside. Is c4 terrible? If I played c4, it might be interesting. More aggressive than knight d2. If it takes knight c3. Yeah, let's try and undermine this centre like we would in a French. Like one would in a French defense. Knight f4 is also handy. Can I take out his e6 bishop? Don't know. I don't want to get down on the clock too much as well against this guy. He's super quick. I've seen him take down the likes of Fiddler. So yeah, I know he's dangerous. This is probably crazy. Can I get away with this? It's what I can get away with sometimes, I think. What can I get away with? I've just blundered the knight, haven't I? Yeah, check. What the heck am I doing? Oh, crikey. Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? Yeah. Yeah. No, it looks too precarious, this. But can I try queen b5? There's queen a3. Queen a2, there's rook b6. Rook c1 might be the best, but I guess for rook c8. And there's rook a4 after. Or queen a7. Yeah, don't know. Is there potentially knight b6? That's odd. What the heck was that? That seems to be a major blunder, what he's done. Yeah, I was let off by a blunder. In a difficult position. Yeah, I think I was losing. Let's have a look. I think it was a lost position. I just didn't believe my king could hold this. Let's have a look here. How do we get the analysis again? Oh, is there analysis available? Was it later? Oh, sorry, it's here. Sorry, I keep missing this. The analysis is here. Oh yeah, okay, it's yeah. Apparently, oh, this is. Did I blunder here? No. It says equal here, but all right, yeah. No, earlier I think there was a check, wasn't there? That was a mistake. There was this Queen C7 check. Yeah. Okay, let's disregard that blunder for a moment. It's not. Oh, here, just castling. Apparently, is -4. Just to give an example, Bishop B4. All right, it's -4. Yeah, this A5 is probably is dropping off. This is -4.59 after knight d7. Knight d7. Just using that pin. That pin. It should all be disintegrating. My king's safety. This was the most. This wasn't a very safe plan. Talking about not playing solidly. Castling queenside is often a very bad idea. Yeah, just knight d7. It's just unsafe. The whole position here is unsafe. Thanks for letting me off, Shannon. You just let me off. It was a winning. Maybe I created some over optimism. Yeah. By playing, I don't know. Okay, I think one last game then. Okay. Hello, Dr. Malu. But he's still crushing me on the overall score, yeah? So, yeah, very good player. And I saw him beat Petersville the other day. So, great player. This is can go two ways, unfortunately, because there's a lot of dynamic potential in White's position from the Romantic era of chess, the King's Gambit. It depends if I can neutralize the pressure or not here. It's likely White could even consider castling queenside for h4 later. Alright, okay. Knight d5, I'm hoping I can just castle there. I'm going to be greedy to play knight takes d4 while I've got a chance. Is that super greedy? I'm so tempted. It's a centre pawn in principle. It's a centre pawn. I can castle after. If I can castle after, Queen e4 hasn't necessarily got Queen g6 because the knight's on e7. Queen d3, same idea. I can just protect. Well, knight c6. There's Queen g6. What about though if I drop the bishop back and then d5 or bishop f5? I just want to avoid this Queen g6. So bishop f5, just to try and get the queen off that sensitive diagonal. In fact, can I take c2? Or is that too greedy as well? I don't know. He's tempting me to be super greedy. I'm usually the one giving up pawn after pawn. Okay. I don't want to be too greedy. But it's actually no. Okay. Yeah. If I just protect this guy for a moment. And if I go to e5 with the knight, it looks like a nice central knight on e5. I can't complain too much, I think, about this position. Even if I drop d6. Alright, he's hitting the bishop. He's hitting the bishop. Alright, I want to, as I say, have no loose pieces, ideally. Practical prophylaxis. How can I get a position where I haven't got loose pieces? What would I need to do? Get the queens off. That pawn's pretty weak anyway. Give him that pawn back. Give him a pawn back. And this piece is hanging here. Potentially. I think if I had taken an f5 on knight e4. Okay, a5 and then b5 threatens to squish the bishop. With b4. Yeah. Okay. I've had a lot of luck this morning, I must admit. Okay. There's knight to f2 plan here, which looks good, as well as hitting the rook. Knight f2. I hope you enjoyed this session. 1 fun, 10 boring. If you want to vote on chat there. Yeah, I've had a lot of luck this morning on the sessions. I think this is a peak rating for me. I might be hitting, if I do win this game, it's not certain, but I think 2600. I'll end on 2600 today. Thanks. Yeah, likes appreciated, but you know, they're just pixels on the screen, likes and dislikes. So even if you dislike, okay, it's interaction. So maybe I shouldn't be bothered. Whatever you do, just interact with the video. Leave nice comments. That'd be wonderful if you leave nice comments, especially. So I know that you're actually a real person. And nice comments on the video. Remember, the video goes on my channel and the Chess24 channel. So check out for both. Yeah, I've just been super lucky this morning. So this is my peak rating ever, actually. So I don't know how I feel, actually. I just feel fortunate for the blunders. Thank you for the blunders. Thank you for the music, as Ever says. Thank you for the blunders. Okay. Thanks very much. All right. Cheers then. I'm going now.